So in our last session, we saw that how the goods receipt is done. That's MyGo. And when the goods receipt is done, the entry what gets generated is raw material accounts getting debited to GRIR clearing account. Now, the next thing is MIRO. That's when the invoice is received. The goods are already received. Now the invoice will be received. The T code is MIRO. And once the invoice receipt is done, then the entry will be GRIR clearing account getting debited to vendor account. Thus, if you can see at the goods receipt time and then at the invoice receipts time, the GRIR clearing account will get nullified. Okay, so the entry what will be left is raw material account debited to vendor account. Okay, so let's go and check it out in SAP. So now I'm into SAP and the T code is MIRO, MIRO. Once I go into MIRO, you can see the transaction is invoice. Here it is red right now. That is incorrect. Once it will become green, then we'll be able to post the invoice. So this is an indicator of posting the invoice. Now let us put the invoice date of today's date. Okay, and the reference number will be the PO number. This is our PO number. Don't put the amount right now. I will tell you when to put in. Uh, at the business place if required. Then it asks for the text. Now, what is the text? Text is, let's say, invoice. Okay, we'll put the text as invoice. And then when we do it over here, just scroll down. Okay, this is fine. Scroll on a bit from the here. Once you scroll down, now just see over here. We need to enter the purchase order number over here. Okay, so I will enter the purchase order number. I have entered the purchase order number, and on the right hand side, you can see you have goods, service items plus planned delivery cost. Now, what does this mean? Now, as we discussed during MyGo or even during the purchase order, if the vendor of the goods and the person who is delivering are both different vendors, okay? If the person who is delivering the goods and the person who is supplying the goods both are different vendors, then in that case we will select separately. Okay, so we'll select separately for separate vendors. For goods, we'll select a separate vendor. For delivery, we will select a separate vendor. In our case, the vendor is same. That's why we are selecting goods, service items plus planned delivery costs. Okay. Now we have entered the purchase order number and then just click on enter. Once you click on enter, all the details which relating to goods receipt will automatically pop up over here. So you can see the raw material standard with 25 quantity. Okay, at the price of 100 each, you have 2500. Similarly, for raw material moving average, also you have 2500. And below, you can also see the freight 125 for raw material standard, 5%, and 100 for raw material moving average. Okay, let me scroll down. Oh, okay, give me a second. Okay, and 100 for the raw material moving average. So basically, you have the freight for raw material standard, raw material moving average, and you also have the quantity. Okay, now suppose let's say the vendor or the supplier has changed the price at the invoice level. At the goods receipt level, it was fine, but at the invoice level, he has changed the price. So let's say he has changed the price to 2505 for raw material standard, okay, and 2504 for raw material moving average. Okay, he has changed the price. Now you can see the price has changed. Now, how this will impact the entire invoice, we need to check that out. Again, we can see that we already have the freight 125 and we also had 100 freight for the raw material moving average. Now we had the freight, this was planned freight. We know it that okay, this is the planned delivery. We already knew it that this amount will be there. But in case at the time of invoice, there are some more charges in the form of delivery. That is an unplanned delivery. Okay, so go to details tab. Okay, and herein enter the unplanned delivery. So let us say it's 5. So I have entered some unplanned delivery charges also. It's 5. Okay, and give the text unplanned delivery charges. Okay, fine. Okay, and also you give the business area if required. So I have given that. And now what I will do once I have given that, I will also go to the payment tab. Will enter the partnering bank to which the payment needs to be done. So, we need to select the bank of the vendor to which the payment needs to be done. We need to select our house bank from which the payment will be done. That also we need to select. So once we have selected these things, if there is a payment method also, you can also choose that. And okay, we have selected all these things. We have also changed the amount at the invoice level, and we have also added unplanned delivery charges. Okay, we have also added unplanned delivery charges. You can see over here, we have added the unplanned delivery charges. Now, after doing this, just click on messages. Okay. Also, one more thing we need to do. If you just scroll up, you see the amount total is 5239. Okay, that is the balance and it is still in red. So what we will do, we'll go to basic data and we will enter the same amount so that it can match. The debits and credit should match, isn't it? So it is 5239 and that's what we need to enter. 5239. Okay, and I will click on enter. Once I click on enter, let me check any messages. See, you can see now it is green. The amount over here is balance, it is nil. And the messages earlier it was showing as red warning. Now there are only few messages of warning, and this is related to HSN code. Now, if you are maintaining HSN code, that's a separate aspect, so you can do that. Once you're done that, just post the invoice. Invoice document still contains messages. So there are still some messages and now it is coming in red. Let's see what are the messages. It shows field text is required for GL account 1005005. So we have not entered the text field. Let us check that out and enter the text field. Okay, now where is that? Let us just scroll down 1005005. Basically, it might be over here. Let us see. Let me scroll down. Okay, and here it is. Let me just scroll to the right. We have the text over here. Okay, so the text needs to be maintained, and that's what we have not maintained over here. So if we enter the text, then it will be fine. Then there should not be any issues with this. Okay, but okay, now let me enter it once again. We still have some message. Field text is still required. Okay, still it is left out. I suppose it is left out for the first one. Yes. Okay, now I entered the text and let me also check if it also requires some text over here at the details side. We have already entered it. Okay, nothing left out. So now we will go to simulate and check the entry. So now you can see what the entry is. You saw that we had two. One was the raw material standard. Okay, the earlier the entry was raw material standard to GRIR clearing account when the goods was received. Okay, so I will just go to the presentation and I will show you. So when the goods was received, the entry was raw material to GRIR clearing account. Okay, and now the entry is reversing GRIR to vendor. Okay, so let us go and see how it is. So you can see the GRIR account has got debited with 2500 raw material standard. In case of raw material standard, okay, we are talking about raw material standard right now. Because in standard the price doesn't changes, hence whatever the price we changed at the invoice level, that is 5 rupees, it went to PRD account. PRD got debited. Okay, so 5 got debited over here, so it becomes 2505. Okay, to vendor. So the 2505 is included to vendor. This for raw material standard. Now coming to raw material moving average. GRIR again getting debited with 2500. Now as this is not standard, this is moving average. It didn't go to PRD. The 4 rupees went to the raw material moving average again. So again the raw material was debited with 4 rupees. Okay, and the totals was credited to the vendor account. Same goes with freight provisions. The freight which was earlier credited has now become debited. Okay, and has been credited to the vendor account. Okay, so this is how the entry takes place and this is what the entry is. Now once this document gets posted, what's next? Okay, I will post this document, and once this document gets posted, then we need to go and check the GL of GRIR clearing account and freight provisions account. So we need to check 100504, 100505, and 100506, and then do automatic clearing to reconcile these GLs. Okay.